welcome. Did you catch that on video?
No.
I did it really well. Said this is for you. And this is for you.
Yeah, there you go. Very fun.
Okay, guys, so how did it go? How was your week on Protein Focus?
Wait, we got one more.
Oh, there she is.
Yep. Is this what we're doing? No.
Well, it's just us, so I figure we don't need to stand up and lord over them, right? Is that a good word? Lording over.
Exert dominance.
So how was the week with protein? And this was our Protein Focus week. Did everybody measure their protein and track it, make sure they got enough this week? Yeah? Good? Good. Did we hit the target number, the never drop below number? Every day? Not every day, so we're still working to get there.
My target number is 101. I got 98 one day. So.
Okay, pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Couple peanuts would have got you there, right? There she is. Okay, now there's plenty of them, so now we can stand up and lord over you. So good. Anyone struggle to hit their protein, like they're still not getting to that minimum? Okay. How far off are you? How many grams?
I hit the goal, but it was hard.
Okay.
I had to do protein powder, smoothies.
And what?
Smoothies.
Smoothies. Okay. Okay. Are you having meat at each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner? No? Because you probably don't have a very high goal, right? Like 90 or something, or 100? 80. Yeah. So if you're eating a regular portion of meat at each meal, you're going to have that done. Oh, that's why you're having a hard time. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I want to remind you guys that protein bars and protein shakes, they are called protein supplements. Okay, these are to supplement what you're already intaking. They're not meant to replace meals and replace food. Okay, so food first, then we supplement. Cool? Okay. And how far off are we on hitting your protein goals? Okay. And are you getting, well, you're eating late in the day. So getting in, maybe this might be an area to get a protein shake in the morning, right? If you're not used to eating in the morning and it's uncomfortable, maybe that's a good opportunity for a shake.
That's what I done this week a couple of times. When I know that I have not gotten near enough protein that I need, and I'll grab it.
Okay, good, good. You skip lunch. Okay, gotcha. All right.
That's where the bars and
Yeah. Tracking. Good. So that was our focus for the week. Hopefully you got the hang of that. How's it going with the new baby? She got a brand new baby this week. I know. And she's doing the quick cut. Wow. So if y'all feeling like you have excuses, talk to Olivia. Okay. Were you able to track your protein?
Yeah, and I did it.
You did it. Good. Awesome. Amazing. Cool. How about your number of workouts? Because remember, the quick cut includes 5 to 6 workouts a week. So who got 5 workouts this week? Who did it? Good? 6? Nice. 4? Okay. So you're almost there. You need 1 more. Okay. The quick cut, the reason we need the workouts in is because your body is going to drop tissue off of it. And one of the ways we tell the body to hold the muscle and lose the fat is by giving it a reason it needs muscle. That's the training. We want to keep telling the body, hey, you need that muscle mass. You need that tissue. Don't let it go by doing exercise regularly so that it drops the fat off. Making sense? So that 5 to 6 days is really effective for getting to our goals and getting the fat off and keeping the muscle on. Tracking? Okay. How is sleep going? Remember in our prep week, we're looking to get 8 hours plus, right? And scheduling for 8 hours plus. So who got 8 hours every night?
Good job.
Superstar. Yeah. Who got 7 hours every night? Okay. Total. Mm-hmm. If you got up to pee or whatever and you went back to sleep. Well, the time that you're up doesn't count as sleep. Yeah. Unless you did it like this. I don't know. I'm a fan. I think sleepwalking might be the ticket, right? How to be productive and get your 8 hours of sleep at the same time.
Exercising and sleeping.
I know, right?
There you go.
They're on to something. I can't imagine it's very high quality though.
No.
And if you're having a hard time getting your protein in, you might as well sleep eat.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Make a steak while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So total sleep, right? We are going to have a sleep talk in the next couple weeks, right? This is your last on-ramp, so you guys will just be joining the early morning talks at 8 o'clock. And our sleep talk is coming up. And one of the things we talk about is how sleep influences what your body does when it's going through the change of being lighter, being heavier, right? How does sleep affect some of those signals? And we find that the folks who don't get enough sleep, the body lets go of muscle mass a lot more readily than it does fat mass. Okay. And there's a study we go over in that lecture. I won't give it all away, but your sleep, the 8 hours of sleep is an important factor in the quick cut, in getting the fat to fall off you and keeping your muscle mass on you. Make sense? So you guys need to take it seriously. It's why we started talking about it in week 1 on your prep sheet, why we talk about it now, and why we have an entire lecture dedicated to it. Okay. All right. Fix it. All right. Moving on. How many times did you go off plan? You ate something that was not meat, vegetables, nuts, seeds, fruit.
I forgot I had popcorn at back to school night.
Popcorn, 1 time. Nice. Anybody else? Went off plan 2 times? What'd you have? Chocolate. Was it chocolate? It was chocolate.
Actually, it wasn't worth it after I had it.
What was it?
It was the chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah,
Mhm.
I know you and your chocolate. Good. Yeah.
My dad had a birthday party thing. We had
Pizza.
pizza.
There you
But I
go.
had more salad than I usually would have.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, I tried to fill up on the salad
Yep.
to resist make less space for the pizza. Good. Nice move.
I have to say, I don't know if anybody's tried them, but there's Costco cookies that are like some kind of marshmallow
they're real good.
s'more. Adam's back to school night had those, and I avoided them.
Oh,
I was
man.
myself.
They're really
Wow.
I still had popcorn, but still, I was like, that was
Dude.
hard not to try.
Yeah. Those yeah, that brings me to crumble cookie.
Tough.
Crumble
Crumble
cookie,
cookie.
man.
Fancy little
Sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good job.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 time off plan, 2 times off plan. Okay, fine. Did you guys get scans this week? You guys are getting your regular scans? You got to get your scans. You can, yeah. So one thing we want you to notice that is even when you fall off plan and you go popcorn, chocolate, whatever, pizza, if you're still getting results, because this is your own, you're building your own 80-20, right? You're putting in 100% effort. You're finding that life happens, okay? And you're going with life, which is great. Are we still able to get results in that 80-20? Are we able to get results with a little bit of chocolate here and there, a little bit of pizza, a little bit of popcorn? You guys will find that if you're putting in 100% effort 100% of the time and life happens and you go with it, you can still get results. Okay, that's the product of this is you put in all this effort otherwise and bam, it still works. Okay, but you got to get scans, right? Because you got to know what the result is of going 100% in and having pizza. And the only way you know is the scans before and after. Make sense? Okay, good. Sergey, you want this sheet? You want my present for you? Okay,
I guess.
cool. So today, anyone hungry? Anyone feeling hungry? And they're like, I'm starving. Yes, right now. You're hungry right now. But anyone feeling like they're just hungry and they're not getting enough food and all that? Good. That means you guys are doing a good job of eating. Really good. That's awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Ta-da! No, okay.
Week 3.
Week 3, final week. Okay?
Okay, so part of the purpose of the quick cut that we're running into, right, or that you're finding out, kind of like what you were finding, Amy, is that we're working to create a rigid box that you have to stay in, right? That's going to inspire you to actually problem solve, actually be creative, and that's what's going to set you up to be able to do this long term, right? So right now, you went to that back to school night and you're like, okay, I'm not going to have those s'more cookies even though they look really good, right? And you had popcorn instead, right? Or you were able to resist that and you saw the problem, but you resisted it and you did other things. Did anybody have something this week, like let's say the chocolate, or I had, had a craving that you knew was not on plan, and you figured out something else to do?
That's every day with my cashew habit.
Okay, tell me about that.
I could sit and eat a bag of chips and not bat an eye.
Okay, and
Just the salty, crunchy.
Mhm.
I haven't had chips in a long time now, actually, but cashews.
and you replace them with cashews,
Cashews.
right? Exactly. So
Did that with almonds, too.
okay,
And it gives
right?
the savory and crunchy.
Yeah. So
Instead of fruit, instead of
okay, right? So that's part of that problem solving part is, okay, I want something salty, I want something crunchy. I'm gonna go for nuts instead, right? I want a chocolate bar, I'm gonna go for fruit instead. Right? Figuring out like where you're gonna run into these issues and how to go around them or replace it with something that does work. So that's all part of this. The challenge, the feeling where you're like, oh, this was hard this week. It's okay. It's part of the process of figuring out how you're going to be able to do this to get health at the end of it or throughout it, right? So we get it, right? Like it says, be wary of falling back on what is easy, right? It would have been easy to have a bag of chips, right? But you had the cashews instead. It would have been easy to do, have the cookies, but you didn't. So be wary of that and do the hard things now. Make those choices now so that in the future it's not such a struggle, right? You can know, oh, I can do this instead when I go out for pizza, right? I can do this instead, and it's going to be easier. It's just going to be part of what you plan for. Cool.
Okay, so 800 grams. You guys have heard of this now a couple times. Talked about it. So the 800-gram study was a meta study done back in 2017, I think. Did we write it down?
I think it was 2017.
Cool. A meta study is when you take a bunch of studies that are disrelated to each other, but have similar data inside of them, and you bring it all together. Okay, so like let's say Josh is running an experiment with you two, I'm running an experiment with you two, and Caleb's running an experiment with you three. And we all get our own data and information, and then Taylor comes in and is like, okay, give me all the information. I want to look at it all together and see what the similarities are. Okay, that's a meta study. So a meta study was done that included over 2 million people. So different studies, 95 different studies, a total of 2 million subjects of those studies, okay? And what they found was that people that consume 800 grams or more of fruits and vegetables had better health outcomes. Health outcomes are things like heart disease risk, stroke risk, cancer risk, and all-cause mortality, other diseases, other things that we die from. And people who ate 800 grams of fruits and vegetables across the board, all these different studies, had lowered risk. And it wasn't just a hard line of like 800 grams, less risk, under 800 grams, more risk. It was the more fruits and vegetables people consumed, the lower their risk. Okay, direct correlation there. So people sometimes say, oh, well, should I stop at 800 grams? No, if you want more broccoli, get it. Get in there, okay? It's not something that you need to control. This is why we don't try to control your fruit intake. Fruit has a bad rap out there, right? Fruit carries with it carbohydrates. Fruit carries with it natural sugars that occur in the fruit, and it's given a bad rap. But the truth is this is science. This is actual study data showing that 800 grams fruits and vegetables actually helps your health outcomes. That makes sense? And it's not, there's no particular amount, like percentage wise, like, oh, it's got to be 80% veggies and 20% fruit or 50-50. There's no set amount. Okay. Of course, we do have things like folks who are already struggling with their blood sugar and they're pre-diabetic or insulin resistant, things like that. You do need to be aware of sugar intake, even from fruit. But if we are healthy, generally healthy, our body's operating the way it's supposed to operate, this isn't a problem. Eat fruits and vegetables in high quantities for better health outcomes. We talked about this in the beginning of Quick Cut, remember? The first slide was, this is why we're so focused on fruits and vegetables, is because of the better health outcomes. Make sense? How many of you are doing fitness? We did, some of you were here for the purpose lecture last Saturday morning, but How many of you are doing fitness to live longer and not sick? Yeah? Some of you? Cool. Yeah, some of us aren't, and that's okay, right? But even with those of you who aren't doing it for those purposes, us as coaches and as health providers and medical professionals, we're going to prioritize your health even through your other goals, right? We're going to make sure you're healthy even through the other goals, like get skinny, get ripped, get that V body, right? Like, okay, that's cool. We're going to help you achieve that, but we're going to do it without sacrificing your health, because it can be done with sacrificing your health. Does that make sense? Cool. So yeah, I covered all that. Do you guys have any questions?
How do you know what 800 grams is?
Oh, we shall show you. That's what this whole talk is about.
Yep.
Just fruits, vegetables, what it looks like, how to get it. Okay.
Cool.
Ta-da!
There you go. So this week, our focus is 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, right? And so what we want you to do is actually be looking at your fruits and vegetables. It is, so weighing and logging all your fruits and vegetables, we can get a scale, we can actually weigh it, right? That would be the easiest way to get those grams. There you go, right? So we can test that out. What we want you to do is get used to what that looks like, right? So you know, okay, this is what 800 grams looks like throughout my day, and now I just need to keep doing that, right? It's also equivalent to 6 cups, right?
Yep.
Fruits and vegetables.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 6 cups. So, you know, it's not as exact, but that still gives us an idea of what we're looking at.
But not 6 cups of spinach.
Right. 6 cups of things that weigh something, right?
Yeah.
Leaves don't count. I mean, they don't count towards the cups measurement. They count towards the fruits and vegetables. Yes. Please.
They're just too light.
Right.
You could do 6 cups of spinach and you're going to get a couple grams. They're just too light.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Got it. Okay. So that's our goal this week. But what counts and what doesn't? You've got your handy sheet there, and that spells it all out. But literally all fruits and vegetables count, including your potatoes, your beans, your corn, olives, like all those things that you're, oh, I can't have too many potatoes. It counts, right? Keep those in there. What doesn't count is our processed corn. So like our popcorn, our tortilla when
chips.
You grind it down, fried veggies, nuts and seeds don't count towards our fruits and vegetables. They're still on the quick cut. You're still fine with them, but not for the 800 grams, right? And then dried fruit doesn't count in there either.
Does it make a difference if it's sweet potatoes or regular russet potatoes?
Nope.
Okay.
Go for them. Yep. So yeah, this is all about eat lots of them, right? And understand what 800 grams actually looks like.
Do you guys know how to weigh your food on a scale? Is there anyone who's never weighed their food on a scale? You don't know how? Okay. Oh, okay. Let me go get one.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are food scales. You can follow along if you want. So one of the easiest ways to do, now every food scale is different. These are like $15 on Amazon, right? You go to Target, grab one real quick. So it's going to be at 0 when you turn it on, right? Now, one of the tricks is, let's say we're making a morning smoothie, okay? You're going to put your blender, this is my blender, it's very heavy, onto your scale.
Here.
It just weighed out as 2,000 grams.
more
Oh yeah, this
blendering.
is better. It's a better blender.
Yeah.
Okay. So you put your blender on the scale. It weighed out as 800 grams. We obviously don't want to eat our blender. So we're going to clear it out. You can, on this one, you can turn it off, turn it back on, or hold down this button and it goes to 0. So it's at 0 with the blender on it, right? Tracking? Then you load it with your fruits and vegetables. And that'll give you how much weight of fruits and vegetables is in your smoothie. Making sense? Cool? And then you get that number. Then you put in your other ingredients and you blend it. And then, really important, you eat it. Right? It doesn't count if it doesn't go down the hatch. Right? You're like, nailed it, 800 grams. Yeah, no, you got to eat it. Right? So we're only measuring what you're actually consuming, which means if you have an apple and you don't eat the core, you don't get to count the core. So how do you do that? Well, you could measure the apple, eat it, measure the core, subtract. That's a lot of math. You could cut it up, measure the cut up pieces that you're actually going to consume. What I do is, like, when you buy apples, They tend to be relatively the same size. This doesn't have to be perfect. So you measure one, and then you just go with it for the rest of the apples in that bunch. They're typically about the same size. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then when I've done the 800-gram challenge, what you guys are going to do this week, I would use a Post-it note or a note on my phone to track my grams, because this is not something that's going to be tracked in MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal doesn't do this for you. You have to weigh your food out and make sure you're getting 800 grams. Another trick for like us really busy people, you just took on a new job and you're like up to here with new things, is you do it ahead of time. You weigh out a bunch of fruits and vegetables, throw them in baggies, write in Sharpie on that baggie how much that bag weighs, right? And you got, there's 200, there's 300, right? There's another 300, we're there. Make sense? Cool? So those are just some tricks. Those of you who work from home, one of my favorite ways to do the 800-gram challenge was to cut up all the fruits and vegetables, weigh it out, leave it on a tray, and just eat it throughout the day. That was how I did my 800 grams when I got to work from home. I did get to work from home one time. COVID. Yep, that was when it happened.
800 grams each meal, or
No, the
all
day, the whole day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say that's a lot. I know.
Dude,
That
right?
would be a lot.
So let's talk about some of the things that starts to happen. You start to go poop more regularly, right?
Mhm.
You start having regular bowel movements. Sometimes less solid than you would hope.
Right.
Am I doing this well? No. Diarrhea comes, guys. That's right. So if that starts to happen, you might need to start cooking your vegetables, okay? Going with less fibrous vegetables and fruit. You know, like instead of having raw carrots, maybe steam them a little bit. Have a little bit more potatoes, a little less Brussels sprout, cucumber kind of thing, right? Like you can start to just break down some of that fiber before you consume it, or you can pick foods, add in some fruits and vegetables that are less fibrous, okay? And if you're not sure what's fibrous and what's not, use the internet, okay?
That's all.
Use the internet. They can give you a list. Here's what has lots of fiber, and here's what doesn't. That's right, ChatGPT, our best friend. So do you guys have any questions on executing the 800 grams? This is our jam this week. So we were protein last week. This week, we're 800 grams of fruits and vegetables. So Post-it notes, notes in your phone, whatever you need to do to hit that 800 every day.
But you still do protein.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So keep your protein.
We were hoping you'd get good at it last
Yeah.
week so that you could keep doing your protein and add in 800 grams of fruits and vegetables.
But if you're not there, you want this anyway.
Yeah, one thing you can do in MyFitnessPal, and this is actually a wonderful habit, is logging your fruit in grams. So usually if you go to log an apple, you just say 1 medium-sized apple. But instead, if you weigh your apple and find an item in MyFitnessPal that allows you to log it as grams, then you're going to start to have a log in MyFitnessPal of grams that you can add up. So you don't have a Post-it note and that at the same time. That's only for those of you who haven't nailed the protein target. We really don't want you to use MyFitnessPal. We actually want to get you away from that, because that's not a long-term sustainable method for maintaining fitness for most of us. Okay, so this is the week where we actually try to pull you out of MyFitnessPal and get you just tracking the weight in food, right? Because now you're already good at protein. You got to keep your protein in and then add in the weight in fruits and vegetables. Does that make sense? Okay. You can have success without MyFitnessPal. Lots of us do. Okay. Tracking? Questions? No? Okay. Take it away, Josh.
Okay, so this is just a depiction of what's going on within our body, right? So if we're looking at our blood sugar, we want a nice stable blood sugar, right? We can all agree on that. So when we eat something, our sugars fluctuate in our body. Make sense? So when we eat something like these guys over here with our donuts and our hot dogs and fries and everything, we see those blood sugars go really crazy, right? That's what this red line is. And so we're jumping from low to high and back down. Anybody ever feel like I ate something and then I had a huge crash, right? Like I need to take a nap now. That's what's happening here, right? You gave your body this and the body responded like it should and pulled it down, but then it overshoots and comes back down here. And so then what do we sometimes do? We have something else that gives us that same energy and we shoot back up here and we go on this roller coaster, right? Does anybody know why these foods tend to do that? So sugar. Go for it, Caleb. What do we got? Okay, what specific one are we looking for?
Fiber.
Fiber, right? So that's the right answer, right? Fiber, and so is that. Sorry, Caleb.
So close.
So the fiber is what's the difference between here and here, right? Without fiber, these things take all the good things from our fruits and vegetables and get rid of it, right? And so we don't have this extra processing going on in our stomach that's going to let this stay nice and balanced, right? Fiber lets it be more of a kind of a slow drip, right? It's going to come and go and not be these huge spikes and crashes. So then we come over here and we look at our fruits and vegetables. They've got, they still have carbohydrate. They are carbohydrates, right? But then they've got fiber, they've got our micronutrients, they've got all these other good things going on in them that let us stay within this green range, right? We don't have the same crashes and peaks and valleys and all those things. It lets us stay within this green range that we're looking for. Does that make sense, right?
So sometimes we get the question, okay, but if my apple has 20 grams of sugar and my donut hole has 20 grams of sugar, right? I don't really know. Right? Imagine donut hole, 20 grams of sugar, apple, 20 grams of sugar. What's the difference? Why can't I just have the donut hole? Right? This is the difference, right? Because the body has to take time to process that apple and everything it comes with in order for you to get that 20 grams that it doesn't have to do with the donut hole. The donut hole is an instant hit of sugar. The apple, the body has to break down the fiber, and the fiber slows down that process. Does that make sense? The other difference is who can eat one donut hole, right? Who can eat one apple? Right. No, you guys are like, give me another one, give me another one, give me another one. Yeah, just give me another apple. Hold them back. Yeah. No, right? It doesn't happen with our whole foods. The other part I wanted to point out is that our body starts to malfunction in these ranges. This is where we start to get into trouble and health problems, is when we're up here and the things the body has to do to counteract this and the things the body experiences down here. Have you guys ever had to have an apple juice in here in the gym? Okay, you were down here. It's very uncomfortable. It's not good for you. It's not good for your productivity, not good for your workouts, right? That's down here. The answer is sugar, gets you up right away, right? We used apple juice. We gave you a hit. It's like first aid. So most used first aid around here is apple juice. Does that make sense? You guys know, and we get cranky and we lose our husbands and and then up here, the what the body has to do to counteract this so we live is detrimental. It is really hard on us. It creates a lot of stress for the body. And over time we end up with diabetes. And then we lose limbs. Yeah? That's how it goes, right?
Just like that.
You eat a donut, you get diabetes, and then you lose a foot.
Straight to that.
That's what happens. Okay. Chain reaction.
Yep.
Science. Good.
Oh. So this is good. That's bad. Right.
So this is a cool depiction of what 800 grams of fruits and vegetables looks like on a plate, how many calories you get from it, and then how many calories you'd be getting from other things that don't give you all the wonderful things that fruits and vegetables do. So the first one over there is this is what we're used to eating. A couple slices of bread, a slap of cheese, some meat in there, bam, that's a breakfast sandwich. That's 480 calories. You can consume that in 4 minutes or less, I bet you, right? How fast could you consume that? If you're lucky, 1 day, right? Like it's going to take you a minute to eat all that. Look at the calorie difference. So this is why this works. Okay, so like we're going to fill you up. We're going to keep your mouth busy with this stuff. And you're not going to have time for that stuff, right? And look at what happens to the energy intake. See that? That's 800 grams right there, 810 grams of fruit and vegetables. Making sense? Cool. Now this is another example of how much time, this is a time example, didn't have time, right? Went through Jack in the Box and grabbed that. 870 calories. You're going to down that in 10 minutes? 9 minutes flat. And then
Time, yeah.
you've got this, which gives you protein, carbohydrates, vegetables, right? And look at the calorie difference. This is stopping at the grocery store instead of stopping at Carl's Jr. or Jack in the Box or whatever. Make sense?
I bet the barbecue ranch sauce has sugar in it though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
still
sure.
that part.
And then there's this one. And on this one, this is a great example. I don't eat much. I don't eat much. A lot of us, we don't eat much. We're used to not eating, right? That's not much. All I eat is a muffin in the morning. 500 calories, right? And a heavy dose of sugar, okay? And then we get this all the time. I can't eat that much, right? Yeah, your body's not going to be used to it at first. That's 500 calories too. That's crazy, huh? Crazy, huh? Right? Like, so I'll tell you the hardest part about getting this in. You want to know the biggest barrier to getting this food in? You have to wash it and cut it. Yeah, I'm telling you. So go, if that's a barrier for you, and you can either do it in advance, right? Prep it, put it in the bags, or buy it already cut and washed. Go spend an extra $2 for the fruit that's already cut and washed.
Yeah, I can't make myself do that.
Okay, but then that means you have the time to cut and wash your fruit and vegetables. Some of us don't have that kind of time. When you're short on time, instead of going, never mind, I'll just have a muffin, just go get a fruit tray that's already cut and washed. Does that make sense? That's what you do at Safeway?
Yeah.
Make it easier on yourself. You're already investing this much energy and effort into what you're doing. You might as well spend a couple extra bucks to have that done for you. Cool?
Mhm.
The end.
That's it.
We don't know where the ends are anymore because we're new to these versions. Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay, so that sheet in front of you is a cheat sheet for the 800-gram challenge of this week. Okay, this week your challenge is to consume 800 grams or more of fruits and vegetables every single day without dropping out your protein. Make sense? We're going to do that for 7 days of keeping track. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so much more food. And you're going to start to come up with ways to do it more easily for you. Make sense? You guys ready? Yeah.
What if you have indigestion for eating that?
In what way? Like heartburn?
Like gas?
So gas is often caused by fiber. And so you can go with less fibrous foods to help reduce the gas that's being generated inside your gut. And you'll get to know which foods do it. Okay, so I'll tell you the common culprits. Ready? Peels. It's like cucumber peels. It's common. Brussels sprouts. So cook those well. Beans. Right? There's even a song about it. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's because it's common.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So cook it well. Cook it down. It will help.
Cauliflower. Yeah.
Fruit isn't actually
And
as much. There is more fibrous fruits and less fibrous fruits. So like melons are less fibrous,
Yes.
right? You know these better than me.
yes. So I mean, your melons, the ones without the skins, also, right? So like peaches and mangoes, those tend to have less fiber in them.
The squishy, slimy ones.
The squishy, slimy ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The less crunchy
So,
ones.
mhm.
Apples would have
Yeah.
more fiber.
Apples have more.
Do you
Bananas
guys know
are
what
pretty
fiber is?
This is probably going to lead to the answer to the question that I have.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sound stupid by asking this, but I thought the more fiber you have, the more solid your poop is. And it sounds like you're saying it's the opposite.
So there's different types of fiber. We're not gonna go into it, but there's
This could be a
there's
long
the ones that
conversation,
bulk
I'm
the
sure.
stool, and then there's the ones that get absorbed, right? So the absorbent fibers versus the ones that just get flushed out.
Got it.
So yeah, and so if we have more fibrous, then we tend to get a little bit more of one of those. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
There's a lot more in there.
Yeah, in fact,
Um,
it was a loaded
so-
question.
What kind of fiber are we getting in our fruits and vegetables?
So well, you
The
get both.
soluble or
so,
non-soluble?
So that's where, like, when we talk about the squishy things, right? They have more soluble fiber, So then they tend to cause us to not have huge, big stools,
Got it.
right? If we
Diarrhea.
have, right, exactly.
Okay.
Diarrhea. Yeah. If we have more of the, so if
Say
you
it.
had like a whole bunch of broccoli and, the more fibrous ones, Brussels sprouts, all those things,
The crunchier. more-
Celery.
those tend to have more, you're going to get big poops.
Non-soluble.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
More solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes that ends up pushing the other direction and we're not pooping, right? So, yes.
So fiber is the thing inside the plant. It's a carbohydrate that creates structure. So if you think of that like a celery stalk, right? That's basically all fiber. Like it's so much structure, right? So the snap, the crunch, that's fiber. That creates that snap, that crunch. Make sense? And it is a carbohydrate, but the body can't assimilate it. It can't use it for energy for you. That's why, if you guys heard the net carbs thing, where you subtract the fiber out of the total carbohydrate number? No, yes, one
Don't go
person.
there.
Oh, don't worry about it, guys. It's just some
It's a marketing
stupid trick
ploy.
that people that are food companies are using. The idea is that, well, you can't absorb it, so it doesn't count, right? We don't do that. We count all of it, right? But the reason they do that is because you can't absorb fiber. It goes through you. And the reason your doctors and medical providers like you to have fiber is because it helps keep your gut clean. It helps scrub your intestines coming out. So it actually helps the health of your gut to have fiber. We want things to move, and fiber helps move it. Does that make sense? Cool. So you probably will experience changes in your belly during this week. Just hang in there and adjust what you're doing if it's uncomfortable.
It's also part of your body, like getting used to all this, right? You all hear about like the bacteria in here. We're giving it what it wants. That's what's happening with our fruits and vegetables.
And then it normalizes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you figure out what works for you. It's not just that it normalizes. It's also you working to find the right balance of super fibrous stuff and maybe a little more starchy, like the potato, things like that. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Good. Are you ready? Do you feel ready? Do you feel prepared? Okay. This week is going to be a lot more scale work than it has been with your meat. If you haven't measured meat before, you should do it.
Try it out.
You're measuring your fruits and vegetables anyway. You might as well measure your meat and log your meat based on the scale, because you might find that what you thought was 4 ounces is actually 2. Or what you thought was 6 ounces was actually 12. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Visually, about how much 4 ounces, because I feel like it's not.
A deck of cards?
More than I realized.
Yeah, deck of cards, palm. So you say a palm, but some people's palms are
Right.
smaller. Yeah, but I mean, measure it, right? Because then you got to look at thicknesses, and deck of cards is supposed to be 4 ounces of meat. Yeah. Making sense? Cool. All right, guys. Good job. We're getting there. We'll see you next week.
Yep.